Roman Catholics and Eastern Orthodox will point out that Jesus, the apostles, and the New Testament writers quoted from the Deuterocanonical books. Therefore, they belong in the Old Testament. However, according to the Allen Metzger Novum Testamentum Grace, reproduced by canon scholar Lee Mart MacDonald in his book, The Biblical Canon, they didn't quote from all of the Deuterocanonical books, such as Azariah and the Prayer of the Three Children, the Greek additions to Esther, as well as the Prayer of Manasseh found in Eastern Orthodox Bibles, which is conceded on JimmyAkin.com, the senior apologist with Catholic Answers, who also utilized this same Allen Metzger resource. So, should these books be removed from the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Bibles since the New Testament doesn't quote them? True, the New Testament doesn't quote all the books from the Hebrew Bible either, but Protestants don't use this argument to support their canon like many Roman Catholics and Eastern Orthodox do. Plus, the New Testament quotes from many books not found in the Roman Catholic and or Eastern Orthodox Bibles, and even quotes them more frequently than the Deuterocanon, such as 1st Enoch, the Assumption of Moses, the Book of Jubilees, 2nd Baruch, 3rd and 4th Maccabees, 3rd Esdras, the Prayer of, the Psalms of Solomon, the Martyrdom and Ascension of Isaiah, and others. So since the New Testament quotes from these books, should they all be included in Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Bibles? The only books that Jesus and the apostles and the New Testament writers quote as scripture are books from the Hebrew Bible. Although they don't quote all of them, the New Testament introduces them with phrases like "it is written," "have you not read," or "the scripture says," simply to demonstrate that they are scripture. But not quoting any books from the Deuterocanon with one of these phrases, the New Testament is not giving any indication that Jesus, the apostles, or the New Testament writers considered them scripture, but simply treated them no differently than other books that they also cited without one of these phrases, such as 1st Enoch and the other books mentioned previously. For the books from the Hebrew Bible that are quoted in the New Testament but not with one of these phrases, Protestants have other ways of knowing they are scripture from the New Testament and from extra-biblical sources from the 1st century and before. The purpose of this short is to demonstrate that just because Jesus, the apostles, and the New Testament writers quoted from a book, that doesn't necessarily mean they considered it scripture. Unless they use one of these phrases, then we can be certain. Click the link on the screen to see my in-depth discussion on standing for truth, where I demonstrate how we can be certain the books of the Hebrew Bible and only those books belong in the Old Testament canon.